GetintheMix.
Hello and welcome back to Getting the Mix. My name's Jake and we're back again in the brand new showroom down in Colchester. But once again, if you do want to come down and get any more information or just have a look at any of the products, feel free to drop down and any of our sales teams can give you a hand with that. Today the video we're going to be doing is a brief overview on the F1, the X1 and the Z1, which are three smaller controllers that Native Instruments have released. They're quite older products, but they're still very useful in today's terms of DJing. A lot of people still do use them as accessories and some people do use them as a full setup. So we'll jump straight in and we'll start going over the different products and what they can do. Okay, so here we are, just doing the quick overview of the three individual units, the F1, the Z1 and the X1. So we'll look at first is the Z1, as it's the very basic and easy one to use. So all it really is just a 2-channel USB and also powered mixer. So you've got 2 volume faders, a crossfader, you've got a filter on here with on-off switch, you've got your 3-band EQ, gain, and your main output, which is a RCA output on the back of the unit. And you've also still got Q mix, Q volume, and Q selection as well. So that's the Z1, very basic, very easy to use, but it's still a fantastic bit of kit. You know, very good to use if you just want a very simple 2-channel affordable mixer that you just want to use at home. And as you can see, it works very well with the other 2 units. So the next one we'll have a quick look at is the X1, which is the effects control and the transport control. So the bit we'll look at first is the effects. Along the top you have 4 rotaries, which basically simulate what you would see on the top of the S4, the S5, the S8, the S2, so on and so forth. So if you're using it in single mode, which is we've got down the side on this side here, you'd have your on-off switch, dry and wet control, and then the 3 parameters. On the right hand side, if you're using it with groups, you'd have your dry and wet. This is no longer a button that would work because the on and off is controlled individually by the 3 effects you've got loaded up. Then you have your parameter control on each one with an on-off switch. Just below that you've got your effect sign, so you can control which side you're going to put it to. So at the moment I've got it set to left and right, but you can have them both going to both or none at all. The next button down is the browser button, which is a click in and it's also touch sensitive as well, which is a setting you can change. We'll go over all of this in some more videos with tutorials, tips and tricks with Native Instruments and Traktor. Below that you've then got shift button, which you can obviously use to control switching up the modes. So on here you've got effect selection and the effect mode, so you can change the group and everything. And also if you're using shift with this, you can jump through the track very easily, like so. Below that you've also got a touch strip here, which controls going through the track. So if you're mixing with just this, you know, the setup you've got here, you can still beat match using this. You can run both tracks and you can use these basically to move the track in and out. And also holding shift and going through when the tracks are paused, that enables you to scan through the track pretty much to where you need to be, and then you can pinpoint it by moving across the touch strip. Just going back to these quickly here, these are also your loop encoders, which as you can see they will flash when they're engaged, and you simply click in and out and that disengages and engages the loop. Down here you have the standard 4 hot cue buttons, which you can set up as hot cues or loop triggers, fade in and out, so on and so forth. And then the standard control down the bottom, you've got your flux, which is the slip for people that use Pioneer, sync, cue and play. So that's the X1, a very good bit of kit, just for standard 2-track control for effects and transport. And then what we'll do, have a look now, is the F1, which is probably one of the best selling Native Instruments controllers in terms of everyone will have one pretty much if you're going to be using Traktor. They're very good to use. Expands a whole side open, expands the whole entire side that you're using to more capabilities. You've got 16 buttons which you can use to engage different parts of the remix deck. So whether you've got one-shot samples or loops, you can control that all from here. Down the bottom, these are mute buttons, so you can individually mute the channels, or if you hold the shift button, they stop that. Above all of this here, you have a bit more control over what you're doing in terms of the deck. So you've got a browse button, which you can then use this here to browse different tracks on there. And if you hold shift when you're going through this, you can go through and select a different tree that you want to go into. Pressing browse again, this basically means you can scroll through the pages. So page 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. A few different options along here, which we'll go into on a different video because this is a bit more in depth. We'll go through the different modes. As you can see, there's a lot of shift functions on here. There's actually a whole other side, which is the user mode, which is to control the decks as you were to be using it on an X1 instead of using it in the standard F1 layout. Above that, you've got 4 channel faders, which can be used for individual if you're using a stem or a remix deck. Control the volume for each section, and then you've got the filter, low pass, and high pass along the top. So all 3 of these together, as you can see, is a great little kit for starting out, or if you just want to have something for you traveling, you know, if you're going on long car journeys or anything like that, just plug it all in and you're good to go. You can have a little bit of a play when you're on your way to your next gig. If you want to set up anything, have a little practice, really, really great. So what we'll do in the next video is we'll dive a little bit further into the X1 and the F1. We won't go into the Z1 because what I said is basically everything you can do on it. The one thing I did want to mention that I forgot to mention at the beginning is there is a headphone jack on the bottom, so you can plug your headphones in, no need for any extra accessories. So that's a really good feature that a lot of smaller controllers don't have, is a built-in headphone output. You have to do some weird magic with your computer to get it to work, but the Z1 comes with it built in. So, as I said, we'll go into a little bit more in depth on the X1 and the F1. The F1 is probably going to be the longer video, so we'll do that one nearer to the end because we'll go really in depth on all the different features and how you can really get it to work with your set. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Once again, as always, if you did enjoy the videos, please like and subscribe so we know to keep making more. Also leave any comments down below so I can get back to you with questions or any ideas for new videos. Keep an eye out for our new videos that are going to be coming out as well. I'm going to do a more in-depth video on the F1. So we're going to go over the different features and everything like that more in depth because there are 2 different modes for this. And we're also going to do an overview on the X1, which is the effects. So we'll go to more in depth on that, how it works, and also the different features as well. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe and pop down to the showroom if you're ever around. Come down and have a little chat. Thank you very much.